I'm Don Nelson. Here are your top headlines. Idaho has signed what's being called a historic deal with the Department of Energy that will now allow research quantities of spent nuclear fuel into the state. This after the state tried for years to block such shipments. Former Idaho Governor Cecil Landris and then later Governor Phil Batt spent decades trying to prevent nuclear waste shipments from coming into the state. They said they didn't want Idaho becoming a nuclear dumping ground, but the agreement signed this week says the feds can send spent fuel to the National Nuclear Lab in eastern Idaho, but under certain conditions. The waiver requires the Energy Department to first prove it can process and remove radioactive liquid waste stored above the aquifer that supplies water to nearby farms and cities. Idaho's congressional delegation praised the agreement, saying the INL will now be able to conduct critical research and remain a world leader on nuclear energy.
We continue to clean up legacy waste in Idaho, but also continue to do world-class cutting-edge research and innovation at INL.
Officials say Idaho benefits because the deal first requires removal of other nuclear waste. Although state Democratic leaders say they're cautiously optimistic about it. The agreement, they also said, quote, "If history is our guide, we must remain highly skeptical."
Now, Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval with the On Your Side forecast.
Temperatures today cooled a little bit as a weak cold front came through yesterday. Not enough to scour out this little bit of an inversion we have, or this actually pretty strong inversion. Temperatures in the 50s in the mountains as well. It did have a 26 degrees in Baker City, but low temperatures this morning were not all that cold, and they were even milder in the higher elevations. Bogus Basin only dropped to 38 this morning. All this extra brown, a new air stagnation advisory, a fresh air stagnation advisory being issued. It just basically means the air is still stagnant and more particulate matter and pollution will build up in this cool pool of air that sits in the valleys. Even though it feels mild in the afternoon, that's that cool pool of air at night. High clouds are streaming through right now, but look to the north and west to see this drier weather here. There's lack of cloud cover. That will start to stream on in, and we'll likely see more sunshine during the day tomorrow. But this blocking ridge of high pressure keeping us dry. All the heavy snow is going to be produced here. Storms will start to go up here in western Canada up towards the Whistler maybe, and those locations getting some heavy snow, but then energy goes down to the east. This keeps us dry across the west, and I'm going to be saying the same thing for many days because not a lot's going to change. Now, we get periodic little waves of high clouds streaming on through. None tomorrow, but on Saturday in the afternoon and maybe Sunday in the morning, or actually Sunday, kind of spotty, we'll have a similar situation. But temperatures go up a couple degrees, near 60 right through the weekend, and probably well into the mid-50s all the way through next week as well, with a chance for another little wave of clouds coming in on Tuesday, but no precipitation. That's your latest update. Another one coming up a little later tonight right here.